It's time to strap in, because in today's video, we're talking about Magic the Gathering Secret Lair Encyclopedia and everything that went down. Just how badly did players want to get their hands on the Secret Lair Encyclopedia? Well, it went a long way today, and a lot of players have made their voices known. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. I want to thank you again for hanging out today for another video on my channel. As you know, we do daily content every day, but this one was a little bit more special. There was a lot of people interested in this Secret Lair, and a lot of them were friends of mine, as well as hundreds of my patrons, Discord members, as well as just personal friends. This went kind of nutty today when we actually saw the breakdown. Now I want to start out by saying what exactly we are looking at. So for today's Secret Lair, we were taking a look at the book bundle and of course the Secret Lair Countdown Kit. Now the book bundle they did very uniquely. They got these beautiful little books, right? Encyclopedia Magic. It went from A to Z with Magic cards, and they had it priced at $3.99, but they slashed it right away before we even started seeing this Secret Lair to $2.99. This was the deal. This was the one you wanted to get your hands on, and by the way, that's $2.99 US to get this thing, okay? So that's what we're talking about. These are the objects of our desire. Now, everyone was trying to find a loophole. Everyone was trying to find a way around the system. I want to get in early. I want to get my stuff. Now, a lot of people will go in as soon as things open up, and they'll put some other Secret Lair in their cart. From there, they go to the queue room. Then they can add the item they want, take away the item they don't care about, and now they're ready to go. But guess what? Anyone who tried to log in right away found themselves booted, disbarred, couldn't log in, 00100, whatever failure it was that didn't let you get in. Now, after having that error appear for 9 to 12 minutes, really annoying you, wondering if the system's just crashed for the day, if you'll ever get in, you may be missing part of work, you may have taken part of a day off, you might be sneaking it at work right now, trying to log in to get that Secret Lair. After that system error finally started to clear and traffic started to move, it kind of looked like this. We started to see a timer countdown. Kick back, you're in the Secret Lair waiting room. 27 minutes and 19 seconds. Now that was updated at 8:46 a.m. Now it said the event will begin at 9:15, but then we got this one. And it said, the message last updated at 9:13, it said don't refresh because now we're calculating your position. But this happened, well, I guess 55 minutes. My timer kept resetting. Every time I was getting down like 2 or 3 minutes, it would reset back to 30. That was my personal experience. And of course, I have lots of emails and backup stuff talking about everyone else's, but we'll talk about that a little bit later, because then we got to this page where it jumps over and says, hey, you're now able to purchase what you want to purchase. Yes, you've waited over an hour to get here, but you are finally able to buy what you want to buy. So the Moxman takes his one box and he says, okay, I'm ready to go. But do you know what happened after I got this beautiful box? After I looked at it and said, this is everything I wanted and a bag of chips, I'm just so happy. Well, then it took me to this page where I could start filling out my information, getting ready to complete the purchase. It's there. It's mine. And then I decided to make the call. Call a couple of friends who I knew were really wanting to get one, finding out where they were in the queue, and then deciding if I was going to buy this for somebody, one of my friends who would just reimburse me later. In the 10 minutes that it says you have, things can happen. And in my case, it said cart empty. Not mine. Now, I think I went a little bit over the timer, because by the time I backed out and said, okay, well, I guess I'll do this, I won't do this, I was humming and hawing, it was just gone. No longer available. When I refreshed on another page and started checking and getting phone calls and emails back from people, it's sold out. Now, it's sold out in a way I didn't expect. When we looked at previous Secret Lairs, it started saying low stock. I didn't get to see that message on other pages. It just was gone. It said sold out, history, no longer available. And by the time I finished up those phone calls with friends, checking some emails from people who were, well, we'll get to that in a second. It became apparent that it was just now sold out. I couldn't get one even if I wanted to, which I was deciding not to. Friends had gotten theirs. But at the same time, I now had a moment to reflect on what had just occurred, and so did many other people. It happened during a work day. It happened at a busy time. And it made it really unavailable for people who couldn't look away from a computer screen, couldn't get into a queue and wait in line for that exact moment where they'd be able to complete their purchase. Imagine how frustrating and angry that is. Now, for a second, as these things were going, I didn't see any low stock. I thought for sure Wizards of the Coast had printed a massive amount. I thought we had bucket loads of these printed, which made a lot of sense. There's lots of good cards, right? You got Urza Saga in there. You got False Temple. You got Phyrexian Altar, some great artwork. Questing Beast. We had an amazing card selection. Not every card was worth money, but there was quite a few cards and a good starter pack for players coming in, even at the price point, and we know where some of these secret layer prices go. Which brings me to the next part. I did get contacted from a few people who I've dealt with in the past just for information purposes, and they got what they wanted. Now, these are scalpers. These are people who log in with all kinds of multiple screens, all kinds of crazy ways of doing it to get 30, 40, 50, 80, 100 copies of whatever they're trying to buy. Whatever the limits are, they are pushing every possible limit. And even some of them did not get what they wanted. A few others did. But a lot of people seem to have been shut out, but I didn't get the emails till later, so I wasn't aware of this when I'm sitting waiting at my screen to see what was happening in my little world. I saw the same on my Discord, the email messages kept piling up, and it looks like what started out being a really messed up experience for people started to smooth itself out and then just totally got wrecked again. Now, the part I want to focus here is, although something can look good on the surface, these cards, whether you wanted them or not, whether you thought it was a good deal or not, they were being bought, and they're being bought en masse. And they were showing up in all kinds of places. Take a look at these eBay listings. So here we have some eBay listings for this product. Even though it's a pre-order, people have popped this thing up instantly. Things started appearing right away. I got a whole bunch of emails and comments, and I was checking it myself. And as you can see, the Secret Lair Countdown Kit, the encyclopedias, the books, everything started appearing to be resold to other consumers. Now, of course, the prices are all different. I'm showing some of the more expensive ones. But at the same time, it's only worth what someone is willing to pay. And that's not always what you see reflected on the screen. These are Canadian prices. You'd have to take like 40% off. But at the same time, when you actually look at sold listings that started to appear about 4 or 5 minutes after they started being listed, you can see here $630, $626, $595, people moving the product. Now, if you want to know how this translated into a profit margin, each of those sales is roughly between $80 to $120 in profit after paying for everything and converting it to Canadian dollars. So they're making a tiny little profit off of something they don't even own yet. They're just rip it, ship it, and go. I got it coming in. It'll go to you as soon as I get it. I take my service fee of $100. Now imagine somebody doing that 50 times over. Imagine somebody doing that multiple times across multiple platforms under multiple aliases. There's lots of ways of doing it. You have to build up your credit rating. You got to make sure that the eBay listing is solid and you don't have a lot of complaints against you. But if you've done this for a while and you know what you're doing, it's going to go off flawlessly because you know and you've done it in the past. I've seen it. I've never done it myself. I was a single eBay seller, but I do know a lot of people who took this method of making money, and it happens in like little stages like this. What it tells me is this is a big secret lair. Even though I am not the most fond of all the cards in this layout, and not that I like every piece of artwork, for a lot of other people, this was something they were really excited about, really big and honing in on, and they never even got a chance to look at it. I got a lot of Discord messages later in the day. I followed up with Instagram messages, people saying, look, I took my lunch break, I came over to try to buy it, it was already sold out. What's the point? What's the point of even trying? And I had other people saying, why didn't they just put this on a weekend and allow everyone an equal opportunity? Or why not do it by time zone, have a certain amount set up by different time zones? I mean, I'm sure there's lots of better ways of doing it, but this is the way Wizards of the Coast has chosen to produce and sell the product as well as promote it. And of course, it is looking great for them when things sell out. It was so hard to get. We sold out amazingly. Imagine telling your shareholders, all the people who own stock in Hasbro, that your stuff is selling out time and time again because you're limiting the quantity narrowing the focus of the market while raising the price tag of many of these cards. Even though they exist multiple times over, it's just one of the things that's going to sell because people love the unique artwork. It becomes more of a collectible. It's always going to be a playable card, but anyone can have a playable alternate version that's cheaper. And these really bling out decks. They really say, hey, look what I got. It's a way of almost looking at a non-reserve list card being as close to reserve list as it can be because of some unique artwork that is attached to it. Yes, they could reissue it. They could do another product that has that exact same artwork later on. But right now they don't need to. Wizard of the Coast hasn't been backed into a corner. Right now it's like a huge game field and they've got open floor space to do whatever they want. It's amazing to see what this company has innovated and evolved into versus what it used to be 30 years ago. But driving things back to our conversation on this particular secret lair, they didn't produce enough. They didn't give enough time. And it's just driving the player experience, the buying experience into the ground for so many people. I couldn't believe I got this many messages in a single day. And I'm not some huge channel. We're just there. And you see all these people saying it and you're like, oh man, that is horrible. But it was the same story over and over again. And a lot of people, by the way, got kicked in the waiting room. They got booted out and they had to try to re-get in. Crazy stuff. I'd love to hear how your experiences went. Drop some comments in the comment section. How, if you got it, how many did you buy? 1 or 2? Which version? And of course, if you didn't get it, how long were you in the waiting room? When did you get kicked? Or what went wrong in your particular situation? I'd just like to know so we can get kind of a little, synopsis of this particular secret lair for posterity reasons for the future. Guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the channel today. And you know what? There's always another secret lair, which is great. And you can buy the singles, but I think it's going to cost a lot of money for those singles. Some of those cards did look really nice. Guys, thanks again. Be back tomorrow with another video. Have a great one. Guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons of my channel. Guys, it is crazy to think that all these amazing patrons and YouTube membership members make this possible for video creation each and every day. And I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for supporting my channel. Some of you have been here for years. It is epic. It's an amazing journey, and it's because of you. So thanks again. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, with another video. How did this one go down? Welcome back to the Ramble and the Jamble, my friends. Whew. There's a lot of angry consumers out there right now. And I don't mean a few. I mean a lot. It's coffee. I feel like I'm doing that thing from Office Space where it goes... Remember? Yeah, you remember. Guys, this secret lair, I actually thought it was looking pretty smooth. The beginning messages are all like, hey, I got kicked out, I can't log in. And then all of a sudden everyone was in the room. Everything's going. You're like, oh, it's working. Okay, we're all here. Everything's working out. Oh, great, it's working out. You're working out? Working out? I got my phone here, I was doing work in the background too, but I had lots of stuff going. And then I got a few emails popping in like, hey, I was in the room and I got kicked out. I was here and this happened. I got this and I got booted. I tried to do this and it was done. And then it was about 2:09 at my work time, which is Eastern Central Time, right? Eastern Standard Time, where it's like, it's sold out. And I was trying to see if somebody needed this secret lair, and then it said it's been removed from my cart. So somebody bought it from my cart. I didn't get too mad because I was a little bit annoyed. But anyway, that was a crazy time. I wonder how it worked for people. I have some friends who got 1, some people got 2. I twice as many that didn't get anything. Ramble! Jamble!